How to debug this?
Let me think. So what is the problem? The problem is that we shoot and the bullet goes through the Apple logo
Yeah,
and it
the
doesn't do anything.
projectile is passing through. Oops. But the apple is not disappearing. Well, that means that our hitbox calculation may be wrong, or the detection of the collision is wrong. I would
Then
say
mhm.
that there is a very fair chance that this function is wrong.
Is point contained.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember what we were doing. We were doing the calculations with the square, right, with 2 points.
Yeah, we were doing all the math that like, oh, if you have the two opposite corners of a rectangle, if you have like two
Oh, I see.
rectangles and the
So
two
if
opposite
x is
corners.
greater than the other upper corner and the other point on the bottom is inside, then it is overlapping. I got
Yeah,
it.
exactly. Well,
We
the
can
logic
try.
we can draw it again to see if
Can you
everybody
call this
understands.
function on the console
Um,
on the browser?
Probably.
Because then we have a REPL, right?
Well, theoretically, an advantage. There's a bunch of prints
Can
happening.
you
And are
increase,
we
by
doing
the way,
console?
that?
Yes. Are we are we printing? Oh, we are printing the projectiles, I see. Oh, I remember something about this. Do you remember that when you shoot a projectile, it is still going on and on to infinity? Yeah,
Yes.
that is still happening.
Yeah, but let's focus on the other one first, and then we see that one.
Okay, so let's actually. Okay, you want to make this.
No, no, I want the REPL better, the
Oh,
console.
okay.
Yeah, that's better.
Okay, we need to make. We need to do that, and then we need to do. I think build again. I still need to do to research how to do the watch thing with the just files because I don't know. Can I move? No.
Oh, you moved.
No, but you move the entire window. No, I don't want to move the entire window. Yeah, so something happens and then yeah, it starts working. I reloaded because I'm stupid. Yeah, I don't know why. We need to. I actually think we need to fix this first. This is so annoying. So what would be um,
I think
avoiding
for
us?
that, you gotta we gotta check with Nata, man, because I think it is the event thingy, the capture event on JavaScript that is bugging.
That makes sense. So Nathan, are you there?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna yell, so because I'm really exhausted. Uh, so the problem that we have is that sometimes, like I'm pressing the arrows, okay, and nothing is happening as you can see. But sometimes, if you reload enough, yeah, you see, sometimes it works. So what would be your first instinct about why that's the case?
No idea.
Awesome.
Uh,
That's the first
but
instinct. No
where
idea.
is the part of where you move the character?
So the way that we move the character is using this. So when you press the key down and key up,
Yeah, not the
uh,
down key, right? When you press the key and unpress it.
wait, I think I'm saying BS. Just a
Uh,
sec. Where are we doing the movement?
Isn't it down there? I recall being there.
Oh, there's a function that does all of that, which is this one, update with action. So where is this being called? Update with. Yeah, so it's in here. So between 16 and 16, I think this is milliseconds. Between 16 and 60 milliseconds, we we do all of these things, and across these things, we are updating the game state, which contains the spaceship. We actually are providing the input, which is this, right? Oh, now I remember. So when you press a key, we actually grab the key and put it inside the input, and when you release it, we also update the input thing. And this is actually
Ah,
communicating this with this.
wait,
That's
was
how this is
this
being done.
always like that? Like with two different events?
No, because at some in the beginning we didn't have this, which means that when you press a key, it goes forever on that direction.
Yeah, I remember there are some problems with those two events. They are like legacy and stuff. I don't remember if it's something like, oh, it will break your shit. But let's assume it will not, right? Because it was a thing before.
Back in the old
Uh,
days.
exactly. So that looks fine. Uh, that doesn't need to be there. That's okay.
What exactly does it need to be there, here?
Like those event listeners, they don't really need to be there, I guess. Uh,
Oh, really?
well, yeah,
Okay,
like
so
that's for the image
what
thing, right?
what would be? Yeah, but we need to be able to tell which if key the user pressed. We need to be able to
Yeah.
tell that.
Oh, no, yeah, I was talking about those document.add event listener does need to be inside the bigger one, but maybe
Oh, I
that
see what
makes
you mean. You're
sense.
talking about this.
But let's see. Can you just console.log the input
Where do
on
you
the
want
set
that?
interval?
Yes. So console log. We're gonna put input in here. So just build. Okay, control this. So it's printing none forever there. I'm pressing keys right now, and as you can see, it doesn't seem to change at all. You see there?
Hmm.
Yeah, because that's too quick, I guess.
Oh, so maybe it's too fast.
Yeah,
Okay, so
that's
we
great.
can't play the game at 60 frames per second, I guess.
Yeah,
Uh-uh.
makes sense.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's probably not the case. We are just doing some shit, Leo. Uh, but that's funny as hell.
Well,
Well,
try
so
30. 30 is not that big, I think, the time.
it
So,
is 30, like if you go to 32, I think this is gonna be 30 frames per second.
dude, you tinkering that number, I don't think it solved the problem as you want to, right?
I agree that this seems like a workaround, but what would be the correct
Oh, look
solution to
around.
this one?
I'm not sure yet.
Hmm.
Um, so let me see.
Should we Google that?
Nah.
How to get inputs from user JavaScript.
Let me see.
User input.
Yeah, that's not what we want.
So we want actually keyboard input. So there's a Stack Overflow post about it, which is
Yeah,
using
imagine what.
exactly, which is this the first one is exactly what we
uh,
did.
Awesome.
let me see.
Yeah, that's cool.
Uh, mm,
This is kind of similar issue with what we're doing. Oh, there are
yeah, I think I have
suggestions.
an idea. So
Sure.
first of all, you start to use the fucking key down. Just forget about those old shit.
What do you mean? The
W-
add event listener,
Wait.
you say?
The key pressed or something like that. Instead of key down and key up the
Oh,
events that you are listening
Oh,
to.
okay, so
the wait. So the event listener keep it stays. It's just that the keep like the events that the labels for the
Yeah, the
events.
specific event that you are using, just like forget about it.
what are the names of
No,
those?
no,
Is it
no,
like
no.
this?
Dude, it is the one that we were using before. I think the post was the using the same, right? The correct one. Go
No,
back there.
the post is using key down.
Oh wait.
Well, at
So
least this one.
let me give me some quick search.
Did they change the way that you acquire that information?
Let me see. Keyboard event. Oh, key press, I guess. Hmm, hmm,
Yeah.
Press.
Na na na.
Mm,
Oh, there's another things. On key down.
um, press.
Syntax. Oh no, this is the way that you do it with an add event listener, which is the how we are doing it. Yeah, so this doesn't seem to be old at all. This seems to be still the way to do it.
No, no, dude. You have different events, right? Key
Yeah.
down, key up, key press. I'm saying use the key press instead of key down and key up and key up. And
Yep.
key down and key up are the specific ones that I'm saying are no good. But I can find some source to you. One sec.
Why are they no good?
That's what I will be checking out right now.
Okay, so there is a key press event.
Deprecated as well.
Wait, you
Deprecated.
saw it there?
Yeah, we just entered the first Google match on
Wait,
key press
give
event.
me a second.
Maybe it's the other way around. Maybe the key press is the old
That
guy.
could be the case for sure.
Not tons memories, man. Not tons.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Uh, um,
The description is literally the same. Oh, it is in here. The key press event is deprecated.
Oh shit!
To detect
Yeah,
if the
yeah.
user presses a key, always use the on key down event.
Take a
Oh,
look
there's a
on
what?
what I
Oh
sent.
man, this sucks.
In the past, there was a key press event, and also those. There were so many
Uh,
browsing compatibilities where I work with them that developers of the specification had no way other than deprecating all of them and creating new, more modern events. What exactly is modern about changing a name? But
I
okay,
don't get it.
the old
I don't
code
know,
still
but let's go
works.
with just the key down now.
Probably it's a browser standard or something. I don't know.
Fine.
That's probably the case, Magita. Like, oh, I'm
Yeah,
a
because I
browser, you
think like
implement that, but it's not on the
yeah,
spec.
because who sends the event is the browser, right? So I guess like I don't know, some browsers implemented key press and then they started like having trouble mapping this.
No, you doesn't even need to have trouble. Like, it could just be out of the spec.
Anyway, that's not
Out
important.
of
So
the
we are
spec.
using the current versions of these things.
Yeah, so just delete the key up.
Oh, I see what you mean. And then here you're basically specializing for one browser, right? In that case. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. So the thing that we have to do to correct the problem of oh the input always stays the same is use
No, this still doesn't work.
what
I'm gonna close this and open again. Yeah, this doesn't
uh
work. I'm pressing keys.
go back there. Are you checking that correctly? Because you are wrapping in a sum or some shit, right?
Oh, you mean this?
Yeah.
Yeah, so the way that we are doing that, because the input is an option, so in this function update with action, the way that we are doing it is we do a pattern match. This is, I think this is equivalent to none.
Yeah.
And then if
Okay.
you have something, yeah. And if you have something, we're gonna call that a key. And I think this is actually, I don't know if this is a mandatory type of notation or not.
Probably not, but well,
And then you
types
just
they
check
use this.
if that key is arrow right, arrow down, arrow left, arrow up, and that updates the coordinates that we're gonna use to
Okay.
create the
So
new record.
inside the event listener, uh, go back there. Like you are updating the input, just like console log just right after.
Hmm. Okay.
Maybe you want to put some name to distinguish.
Yeah, put some string, otherwise we can't distinguish.
This is string. Um, yeah. So then we can just build this.
Just
Uh,
build. That's great, man.
and then do that, and then Control R on that. Yeah, I am pressing keys.
And it's not even
That is something so wrong, man.
So my understanding is that I actually think now that Nathan proposed that maybe this is too fast, maybe I need to get the right time window,
No,
to
but
press the
that's not the
key.
problem. Lemus. That's not the problem anymore. You are literally console.logging inside the event, dude.
Yes, I don't think so.
Um, Actually, I think it's helpful because that thing's going too fast. Let's comment this one out.
Oh, one thing. Can you add the console log outside the key down? Add on the load.
On
Sure.
the load?
Yeah, before.
Oh, before.
What is the...
There.
Um, this is
Okay.
another string.
The initial one, right?
Don't have input there.
Don't. What do you mean? The input is in here.
Oh, it's inside the other thing. Never mind.
So that I'm pressing keys.
Can you update the page and don't touch anything?
Yeah. Update.
Just,
No, not
yeah.
touching.
Okay, now click on the white part and try to move.
No. Okay, so I actually think that the interaction between the input being in an event listener and the set interval is doing something wrong. So I'm gonna just
No,
do
forget
this,
about the set interval, dude. We are
that.
not even messing with it.
Nothing is happening at all.
Oh, you're not rendering, right?
No, but that doesn't matter.
Oh, sure.
That doesn't matter. I'm not printing even this.
Um,
Neither this.
so
So,
Because it's not capturing. Why would it
that's
not
not.
capture your?
is this about loading the image?
Wait.
Oh,
What is
that
the?
never worked, and we were just not realizing because that's the first draw, right? So we never
What
saw
is
it
this
anyway.
image player?
The image player is this, which
Oh,
is
dude,
query.
print the thing. Like, draw it again. Oh, dude, could be did that?
Man, this event probably doesn't
Because
exist.
here, because here's what I'm thinking. Like, it's attached to an object, which is the image, right? The ship, which is GNU. Click on the image.
Click on the image.
Move.
No.
No, but
No.
see, we are attaching to the document, right?
To the
Yeah,
doc. Are we?
I
We are.
believe so. Document.query.
HTML. Okay.
No, I mean the event listener for key down
Yeah,
is document not.
I see. Yeah, but the event start from the image player, isn't it?
yeah, I
No, that
believe so.
doesn't
Okay.
care.
After it loaded, you start
Yeah,
this.
after I load. Yeah.
So take a look on this load event, man. This probably is no good.
Load event JavaScript. So, load event.
Mm.
When the whole page has loaded, including all dependent resources. Okay, I
Can
have
you
an
add
idea.
that?
Can I
Can you add
delete
that on
that?
the document?
And on the document, what do you mean?
Instead of adding on the image, which is the case, can you add that on the document? When the document finished loading, you actually do that.
So you mean instead of image player, you do document?
Document dot add event listener.
Yeah, that kind of misses the point, right?
Well, but let's see. Drill
No,
no.
no.
Dude, if that's a wait, did you change your keyboard or something? So the key code is probably different.
No, I'm using arrows, dude. Arrows.
No, but
I'm.
did you change your keyboard?
Isn't the whole point of the browser like working with
No,
keyboards, people
man, just
keyboards?
answer me the fucking question, dude.
Um, I don't know
Is it
when this was
is it
working, so maybe I
no,
was using different
wait.
keyboard.
Is it that hard?
Yeah, because I don't know when this was working.
No, but recently. Did you change it?
I changed one 3 weeks ago or something.
Okay, that is yeah, that still doesn't explain why it's not console.log in the first one. Uh dude.
Yeah, so we don't know why that's happening.
Search like this. add event listener load not dispatching JavaScript.
Listener load
N-
not
Not
dispatching JavaScript. Why
not
doesn't
triggering.
document add work in a grease
Ignore
monkey
the
script?
question. Ignore the question. Yeah,
Apparently,
apparently is unreliable and hence my error. Use window event listener.
window.
Okay, why is it unreliable? That's a good question, but I think
That's
we're
a
gonna
great
Ah.
discover.
question.
So, what about this? Ah,
It
Amen.
does spring.
Amen. QB.
okay, now it works. Cool.
Yeah.
Uh, okay, so it shouldn't be. It shouldn't
Yeah,
be.
but that's still a problem,
Okay,
because
but
the
now
reason we were using the load on the image is
no,
because
but
we are
wait.
drawing the
No,
image.
but wait. Now you add the document add event listener key down on the image.
What?
That add on the image.
What do you mean, man?
Let's see. Let's guessing. Because if the window loaded, we
I
can
don't think
assume
that
the
makes
window
any
loaded
sense.
inside.
Now click on the image and try that.
No.
No,
You know?
and it doesn't print, right? No, it doesn't print anymore.
No. Wait. Am I printing? Oh no, I am printing. This is a
Yeah, it
string.
just prints once the first one.
No, but it prints. This is another string. So it's
Yeah,
only the
which is the
first. Oh,
first.
this first one. I see what you mean.
Yes.
Okay, but this needs then to be the document then. So this actually needs to be
Well,
document.
or window, right? I don't know. Document is unreliable. I don't know why.
Yeah, the
No, no,
guy
Window
said
then.
that.
no. You guys are not getting the thing, right? The problem was the first window there, or window dot blah blah blah. Like the on the key down was always working.
Yeah,
Well,
But the
but
problem is,
no,
let's stick with the
whatever.
document and see and try to
well,
stick with that.
there is the document for sure, but the problem is the other one, even though it's working, the window one, it should be the image. We are expecting that to load, then we do the drawing shit.
Wait, are you saying that this should be image player?
I'm not sure if image player, but it should be an event, should trigger when the image load, because otherwise we would be
Wait,
drawing that.
wasn't it already image player before?
No,
Yes,
it
it
was
was.
it
It was not
was
working.
no. We
Or was
tried
it
image player
document?
and didn't work.
Okay.
No, it was before.
I don't recall if
Like,
this was document or image player.
well, we have the commits, right?
Just remain ignorant about it and keep going.
Okay, so let's see if this now works without having that hassle of having to reload a bunch of
Oh,
times.
change the FPS as well.
Oh yeah, no, it is still I want to see if 60 frames per second works. Yeah, now it's working.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, so it's
So
working.
yeah. So to complete the thing, what you need to do is either debounce or throttle. I always forget which one is which. It's probably
For
the
what
bounce
exactly?
one for correcting
Oh,
the
I see.
input, right? If you pass too much time without pressing the thing, then it will set to none, right?
Oh, you need to. Oh, you're talking about doing this thing.
Yeah,
What's the name? Debounce.
debounce
Yeah.
or
Event.
throttle. I don't remember. No,
Think
just
the, yeah.
just. Um,
How to implement debounce for event listener. Problem with storage event. Oh, this is probably the time.
hmm?
Is
Oh,
this
but
the
wait.
time that you're gonna check?
He made a function. The bounce, timeout,
Oh, okay. So yeah,
immediate. You
okay. I
see?
see. I see. I see. I see. I see. So how are we gonna search for that? Not the bouncing and throttling.
Yeah,
Is that what you want?
one of those two, but it's probably the debounce indeed.
Trailing the bounce. So it postpones until after an interval has elapsed since the last time the function was invoked. Spreads this
Interesting.
parameter to.
It just makes you lazy.
That makes sense. That makes sense. But
Yeah.
how can we do that easily?
Well, they are giving you the function. I don't think you can do more easily than that.
No, you can. You can try to make it in not in JavaScript, in TypeScript. It's even easier.
No,
Which is
it's
the
the
same
same
thing.
fucking language, dude.
It's a preprocessor. It's not even a different language, man.
That's pretty much it.
Okay, so this is a function, I guess. And then we're gonna accept these things, which I have no idea what they are, and then we're gonna
It's
What the fuck
return.
is that context indeed?
yes, I
The
don't know.
context seem to be being used in here.
Oh, okay, that's.
Oh, okay.
Uh, okay.
Clear timeout. Is this a built-in function?
I don't know.
What?
What is
Click
Clear
clear
timeout?
LSP.
timeout? Yeah,
Yes, it
LSP.
is.
nice.
Activate the LSP, man.
No, I hate it. I hate the LSP because my Mac
Why?
freezes all the time. Uh,
Which one did you install, by the way?
I have no idea. I don't recall.
Oh, it could be the version installed.
That makes
It's
sense.
bloated.
Um. Anyway, so the way how we need to discover what is the context. So, is it providing a use case? Use case, use case,
Wait. Of the debounce or of the cleared timeout?
debounce.
No, I'm telling you.
No, we don't know what's context.
Oh, so just forget about it. Just delete that.
Okay. uh. Okay, so we're gonna nuke this. Um.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Instead of yeah, I think I guess what it is. So instead of this apply, you just like delete this apply. Just call the function directly. Because with this apply, you can pass this context that they mean. It is something called a this. It is from which object you are calling the method, right? But
Mhm.
since you're passing just a function, right? They
You need to
cannot.
call it, right?
Yeah, the context well, it is an object.
Yeah, you're just returning the function. Just call it. Don't forget.
Wait, I am just returning the you calling it like this.
Open. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a function.
So what is this doing? So I it is that making a timeout and then it's returning a function. This is a function, right?
Well, you
Yes.
could also just like use it there, right? The func,
You,
the auto reduction.
I don't know how to auto reduct because I still don't understand what this is doing. So let me go on.
No, set timeout. The first argument just pass func.
Oh yeah.
No, you mean this like that?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is returning a function that
Yeah.
verifies if the timeout is set. If it is, we're gonna clear it. If it's not, no, well, actually, it doesn't matter if this is if is or it isn't true. We're gonna recheck the value of timeout using the set timeout, in which we pick a function and delay. What is this function doing?
Well, whatever you you pass to it.
No, no, yeah, but what would be in our use case for me to try to understand?
It is the action that you want to. Oh wait. Yeah, it will be your resetting of the input,
Hmm.
I guess.
Okay, now I need to understand how this debounce is going to be used. So how in which situations do you?
So go to our code.
Sure.
Go there, right on the down.
Uh,
So
yeah.
after setting that, you will call a function.
After setting
Wait.
that, I'm gonna call function
Mm,
like that.
Wait a second. Let me think about it.
My understanding is that this function debounce, we're gonna call it. Yeah, I don't see how when we're gonna call this. This is
Is that an
we're gonna return a function. Why?
Yeah, I don't get it as well.
Why we return a
interval?
function?
Because okay, it's going to delay the computation with the lambda. with the like return with the open close blah blah. And then it says if timeout, which I don't even know if it's a time, if it's a number, whatever. Oh, you changed. Wait, what?
Oh,
What
I
is delay now, man?
see.
Wasn't it the parameter?
No, the delay comes from here. So the way that it works is like, if you reach the timeout, you are done. But if you and then you set the timer for the next time using the delay that you
Wait,
provide in here.
so yeah, let's instead of implementing that generic one, let's just put on our specific case, like go up there.
Up there.
Yeah. So, well, yeah, exactly down there, I guess, on
Okay.
the inside the event, right?
Okay, which one?
So
This one or this
inside
one?
the key down. So inside that callback, just right after setting the input, you will call set. I forgot the name.
Set timeout?
Yeah, I think that's the one, right? The in some like time it will call the function.
Yeah.
So that function will be doing the resetting of the input,
Yeah.
right?
So
So
the
do
way
that
that it
for now.
works.
Yeah, you can delete this block, right?
No, so
Those
this.
brackets.
Oh, this doesn't need to be a function. This can be like this.
No, no, that was a function without the brackets even.
Oh, okay.
Uh, I guess, yeah, that's like an expression, I guess. So what we want is if you call this same event again, if this same fucking event is triggered again, it will be clearly this timeout, right? So it will not reset.
Oh, I think I
I
got it.
guess
Yeah.
that's what we want, right?
Yeah, so Mageto, do you get it?
No.
I can explain to you. So the way it works is the following. The first thing that we do, um, I think it's actually easier to imagine like in
Wait, let's implement first. Before the key down, create a variable like let ID or something.
let ID.
Yeah, just that.
Hmm.
And then inside the key down event, the first thing that you do is call clear timeout on that.
Clear timeout on what?
On ID.
In here?
Yeah, could be. Well, actually, do it as the first thing, just to be sure of something. And then what you do is ID equals to set timeout.
Oops. Like
Yeah,
this?
I
And
think, yeah, I think that will work.
yeah, I have absolutely no idea.
I
Well,
Oh
don't.
no, no, I
try
do,
it
I do,
first.
I do, I do. No, 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 I don't.
So
I want to
explain
try to
to me.
explain it first. So the way that it works is the following. So imagine that this ID is actually like a switch that we're gonna switch between going to 0 and waiting to the timeout to be triggered. So the first
Okay.
thing that you do is to say to the ID that it is clear, like 0 or whatever. Then you grab the input, and then um, during this time in which this timeout is executing, which is running for this amount of I think milliseconds or something, the input has the value of the key press, which is event.key.
Oh, I see, see.
And then when
Mm-hmm.
this time is reached, this function will be the callback of that and resets that to none. I actually
Yeah.
have no idea why we need the ID. For me, set timeout would be
Yes,
enough.
that's a good question.
So Nathan, could you
Okay,
Well,
explain
because
that?
how do you eliminate the current timeout, right? That
yeah,
is on the background. You have to call it with clear timeout.
Oh,
yeah,
I
makes
see.
sense.
Okay, I
Yeah.
see. Okay, but ID is bad. We should. What would be the name
Well,
of
what you
this?
can do is
Handler,
go on the docs, looks for
handler.
clear timeout docs.
Handler is better for now. We can see we can take a look on the docs later. Let's see if this just works though. No, it doesn't. So am I calling? No, I'm not calling it right. So this is timeout like that, and probably this is also timeout like that. No. So variable handler implicitly had type any in some
Any.
locations where it cannot be determined. So what would be the type of the handler?
So look for clear timeout, right?
Yes. So
No, 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 no,
clear.
no. On your tooling, dude. Your LSP.
Well,
Ah.
he didn't enable the LSP. That's the problem.
Okay, so what would be the type of clear timeout?
Oh, number.
No, it's actually void. Oh no, the ID is the thing inside. It's a number, which is
Oh,
a.
see, they call it ID, dude.
I
Yeah,
think
Because
that
it
wow.
is an ID.
Okay, so just build.
it is not
Okay.
a number, by the way. It is a number question mark.
But it
Oh,
looks
it's wrong.
problematic,
It's
man.
wrong.
That's being in a number.
Why?
Well, you're putting on 1 second, right?
Yeah, that's probably too much. So let's put 60 frames per second again.
That doesn't make sense. I don't think you are getting
Imagine
what.
game,
Yeah, it
imagine
works.
game devs.
Yeah, it works.
I
Imagine
don't.
game devs. Yeah, I'm gonna make 60 frames per second, and then they just change the number.
Yeah, I think he doesn't know what that means.
No, no,
Yeah,
this
like
this is
it's
60
just
frames
for
per
the
second.
refresh.
This. Yes.
Yeah, this is just for the refresh.
This is
Like
just for the
how many
refresh.
times you write.
Yeah. Well, 60 frames per second is 16 milliseconds per. Not a. So.
No,
The,
no, that's wrong, dude.
no, it's not. It's
Let me see.
divide one by 60.
No, to start, you are using frames. What the fuck are you talking about? You are not rendering shit.
Aren't we rendering
What?
shit? What do you
No, no,
mean?
not with that, dude.
What do you mean I'm not rendering with
What?
that?
No, dude. This number 16 that you are using on the set timeout, that has nothing to do with the rendering.
This is the
You see?
rendering, and this is how in which the
No,
intervals that I'm drawing.
again, look for the line set timeout in which you are using the number 16. That has nothing to do with frames or rendering, like nothing.
Oh no no! In terms of literally drawing the image, I
Yeah, but
understand.
wait, is that okay? He's talking. We're talking about two different things,
So
Yeah.
right?
what is frames per second? Like, it's about the frequency in which you can render the shit. So
Yeah.
to start, this is not rendering shit.
This is a
And the
this is 60 hertz in terms of sampling.
no,
This
and
is
that's the
rendering.
other thing. If you put 16 there, that's wrong because it is per second. That's a lot more than 16 in 1 second. See how many times that fits in 1,000 milliseconds, right? That will
How
give you.
how is the measure of the set timeout?
I
It is
believe
in
it's milliseconds.
milliseconds.
Yeah.
Milliseconds.
So you see, that's a lot more than 16 inside 1,000 milliseconds.
Yeah, it
That's
is.
a lot more than 16 per second.
Wait, what we have to do with 1,000 milliseconds? I'm confused.
No, okay, so 1,000 milliseconds is equal to 1 second, right?
Sure.
So you are using 16. So every few 16 milliseconds that you run, kind of.
Kind of. Okay.
So how many times does this function runs in 1 second? A lot more than 16. And that specific number will be the something per second. In this case, they are not frames, we are not rendering shit.
Wait. I'm gonna grab a calculator.
You
I'm pretty sure this is
wanna
equal
run
to
16?
59.
I think
But that's a very
60.
specific number, Lem.
Yeah,
I
because
think it's gonna be broken.
yeah, it's gonna be broken because 16 is not
62?
divided by
No,
60.
but then you just
62,
do a floor, right?
62 and
Just
a half, I
in
think.
case.
So
How many?
I think 62 and a half. Let me pick the calculator.
62.
yeah, it's 62 and a half exactly. 62
Okay.
and a
That
half.
was a close call, Lemus. What the fuck?
Yeah, but I did this math. It's only 1 divided by 60, and that's 16 milliseconds. So yeah, this is 60
Oh, no.
frames per second at the end of the day. We just did
Oh,
the
you
math.
said 60, right?
Yeah,
Sure. I see.
I remember doing the math. Like, I'm bad at math, but I at least
No, to start, I heard 16.
Oh no.
So,
That's
and
too
you
slow.
were like typing 16, right?
No, but this is
So
16
there's that.
milliseconds. And then the calculation that we did back in
Yeah.
the day was this.
And still, even if you're talking about rendering shit, that's still not it.
No, but this is not
Because
rendering. This is
No, dude.
sampling.
Yeah, that was the yeah.
Yeah.
no,
That's
sure,
the
but what I'm
confusion.
saying is this number, you can't do the direct calculation on it because it doesn't really run at that. It can run on more time,
Oh
and
no, yeah.
especially
There's
on.
some margin of error probably.
So yeah,
Okay, but we fixed the problem of so now it is working. Okay, so now we need to actually go back to the problem that we had before, which is that the projectile, the collision modeling is not working correctly because something is wrong. So something that we can do is what Magetta suggested, which is to print where whenever we are trying to call the, I think is this function, update presence. So this is the function that's supposed, oh, I remember this. This is doing a fold, right, throughout all the projectiles that we have and doing the calculation with all the enemies that we have, right? So the first thing that we start in this fold, we set a variable here called should remove, and I think it should remove the projectile. Yeah, should remove the projectile. So how does that work? The first thing that we try to figure out is if the projectile hits the player. If it hits the player, we're gonna put the should remove to true because that projectile needs to vanish. Right. And theoretically speaking, the spaceship should also suffer some damage. And now I am alone in here. Cool. Cool. So I'm gonna wait.
Back.
Okay, so Mageta,
Uh,
this is the fold that we did last time, in which we iterate throughout
okay.
all the projectiles, and we try to figure out if we should remove that projectile from the list of projectiles or not.
Yeah, I remember.
And then the first thing that we check is if the projectile hit the player, because if it does, that means two things. Theoretically, the projectile should be removed, and the spaceship should suffer some damage. Okay. Next up is doing another fold, but now this time throughout all the possible enemies, which is this. Okay.
Uh-huh.
So we are iterating throughout all the enemies using the single projectile in the outer fold and seeing if that was hit. See?
Okay.
If that was the case, we just set the flag to true that this projectile should be removed. We also say that the enemy should be removed, should suffer some damage or whatever. Um, yeah. And after all of that, we check if the flag should remove is this true or false. Because if it's false, that means that the projectile didn't hit anything, which then makes sense to maintain this projectile to the next state.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then we continue doing that throughout all the projectiles. This is the logic. So the first thing that I think we should do is actually to try to see if the function was hit works. Does that make sense?
Yes, but can we? Where is it? Can you show me?
Yeah, the function was hit is in here.
So let's try calling it from the. It doesn't require any. It's self-contained, right? So that's what I
So
want to
you
say.
pass the current coordinates, you pass the
Yeah, but does it
size.
take anything global? That's my question.
No, it doesn't take anything global, but
Oh,
we're
so
gonna
that's
have to
just fine.
create a projectile in the REPL
Ah,
to
that's fine.
test. So how do you create a projectile? You need the width and the height and the current coordinates of it. So let's do that. So how so let
You
proj.
can't. I don't know if is let from JavaScript or TypeScript.
I think it. I think you can do lets in JavaScript.
Do const just in case. Oh,
Sure.
it's not in. It's not in, by the way. It's just a let.
No, yeah, I remember as well. So const project proj test. This is gonna be equal to. Ooh,
Oh, just to start, open the record, close. No,
like
no,
that.
no, 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 no. Literally open, close anonymously.
Sure. And then we do current coordinates. This is actually much easier to do in here. Just have a global projectile for testing.
Oh yeah.
So let proj test. So how do you I already forgot. We already did this back in the day. So how do you do that? You do
It's
like
literally
this.
just as JSON. It's the
Sure,
same thing.
sure. So you're gonna do.
I'm tired of writing this garbage language.
You're not even writing it.
No, dude, I am. I work. I'm working with this garbage.
No, no, that I know, but well, I guess you are getting tired of it. That makes sense. So width, let's say that the width of this projectile is
One, think of
10,
something that is inside and we can see.
10.
Oh, but then we would have to show. Nah, never mind.
So height, is that how you do it? I forgot. That's why I hate the LSP.
Yes, yes, it is like that.
Okay. And then the height, we're gonna also say it's 100. And the current coordinates.
By the way, this is inconsistent because for the types you don't need the semicolon.
Hmm.
So it is the same structure, the same builder, the same everything, but it's column that you need to on the type construction, which is wrong, by the way. You put semicolon.
I put semicolon. Sorry, it's
Yeah.
column.
But on a type definition, you don't need. This is strange.
Okay, so like that, that works. So supposedly speaking, we should be able to do this, and then we should be able to just say
Type proj and tab.
way was
Type
hit, and then we pass the current coordinates, which is just a tuple. So let's put the current coordinates at the same coordinates as the projectile. Let's put very big, so 200 by 200, and let's say that we want to use the proj test. It's not in here.
yes, I thought it wouldn't export.
Proj test is not defined. So
Make a
how?
function. Make a function that spits that.
Oh, okay. Uh,
Make
give me.
proj test. Give me, yes, perfect.
Projectile.
Don't even type, man.
Um, this, and instead of doing like this,
Yeah, just return.
return that. So what is
And
the
don't even
problem,
type,
LSP?
by the way.
Don't even what?
Remove the type.
This?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
If you're gonna interface with JavaScript, it's better.
Oh,
Give me.
give
Yeah.
me. Give me is not defined.
Huh.
So I'm doing something wrong. I'm
Oh,
doing something.
export. Try export, give me.
But am I doing that with the main? I'm not doing that with the main.
You're not, yes, indeed.
So you put export in the beginning like this?
Yes, but, well, the other ones, the was hit doesn't have it, right?
Maybe
So.
main is an exception to the rule. I don't have an idea. Oh no, an
What?
expected token export. So that
What?
doesn't. That's not how it works.
It is, dude. I do this all the time. Oh, okay, because it bundles, right? So, okay, so try to do the following. Build this thing, like bundle, and
um,
check the JS it generates.
checks the JS it generates.
Yeah, just to build again. No, build again.
Why?
My God,
Yes, and
I
check the
don't think
JS.
that's the repo that you expect, dude.
No, wait, but man, like you should at least have the values that I specified. Like,
I
why
don't
does it
think
have
they are
some?
available on the console by default.
Why do I have some there but others not?
Do
Like, this
you?
doesn't make sense. Yes.
Can you show me?
Was hit is a function that is there. The other one is not.
On the
That's really
console.
weird.
How that, please?
What do you mean?
You are saying it is available on the console.
Show
Was
there,
it?
Jonathan.
If you do was, see?
Ah,
Oh no, wait. This is our previous attempts, right?
Yeah, now
Oh
it's
no,
not
but it didn't.
showing.
No, but the export may broken, may
Yeah,
cause
that
some
means the
problems
bubble
because
again.
yeah. So I need to build again,
yeah, that doesn't make sense. The
and then I do
export.
Control R, and then you can do was. You see there? It is in here.
Yeah, it's called that. Nice. So
But why it? I'm gonna I'm gonna make it correct though. So this is a function that will return me a projectile. I don't know if that matters at all.
No, the
wait,
type will get erased anyway.
if you are not using it anywhere, the compiler might be
Oh,
like
it
discarding it.
cleans. Yeah, it's probably
Oh,
cleans.
can I undo that behavior?
Call it somewhere. Like just call it in a random place. Like
Okay,
main.
give me.
Give me. Yes.
Okay. Okay. So do I have give? Yeah, I do.
Yeah,
Okay,
okay, so
so
it was
now we
discarded.
can do was hit.
Can
I
I press
actually
up? Yes,
this
yes, yes.
false.
False.
This is wrong then. This is wrong. Okay, so the function, the problem with the hitboxes is actually the function was hit.
Okay, that was unlucky. That was lucky spot.
So yeah, because the coordinates of the projectile is 100 and 100, and the width is also 100 and 100, so they should definitely be one inside the other. And the function was hit is not doing that. So let's go to that function, which is this. So current is equal to 100, 100. Width is equal to 200. Height 200 as well. And the projectile is equal to current coordinates of 100 and 100, width of 100, and height of 100. So let's do the math. Um, so this up left corner, up left corner.
Point bottom right corner. It is the x of the projectile, which is 100
Yeah, so this is 100,
plus
100.
plus the width, which is 200, so 300.
Yeah, the bottom right corner will be 300. Yes. No, no, no,
And
not
then
300. Sorry. This is not the.
width.
Yeah, no, no, but it's projectile dot width, not
Oh,
these
never
two.
mind. Yes, yeah.
So this is
So
200,
it's 200, yes.
200.
And then the other is 100 plus. What is the projectile height? So 200 as well. Okay,
So
it's
the
just a box.
current, this is 100, 100,
Mm-hmm.
and
And
this is the 300, 300, 300.
uh-huh.
Yes.
And
So
then it says on that
they are
if there
definitely
is
within
some
each other then,
point.
because they start from the same up corner. The left corner is always 100, 100, and this is literally inside this one.
So is point contained? Could
Maybe
be
it's
there.
wrong.
Problem could be there.
Yeah. So let's see. So we are passing entity left corner to it. So that means that this thing is 100, 100. Up left corner, corner. This is 100, 100. The bottom right corner, we are passing entity bottom right, which is 300, 300.
Uh-huh.
And then we are also passing the point, in which case the point in here is these two. So the point left corner is the 100, 100. So you're gonna do this twice, this process. Point
Mm-hmm.
in one iteration will be 100, 100, and the other time it will be 200, 200. So let's go with the first one first. So when the case is 100, 100. So x up left corner. This is saying that is 100. This is saying that is 100 as well. This is 300. This is 300. 100.
Hmm.
100. Now
So
the
it's only
math.
if.
So if 100 is greater than or equal to 100 and 100 is
If
smaller
that's
or equal than 300 and
which is the case.
which is the case until here we are fine, then 100 greater than 100 greater or equal, which is the case, and 100 is smaller or equal to 300, which is the case. So this
So
should
it
be
should be
true.
true. Yeah,
So
it
this
should
should
be
be
true.
true. Okay, so
And since it's a sum, this should already be true, right? It shouldn't even try the other one.
exactly, exactly. So now I am suspicious if this is working. We can try to make this work on the REPL as well. So is point contained. Oops.
Oops, there are a lot of ands there. Isn't one of those an R?
No,
No, it's
no, it's not an OR. It is because we
because
need to
it's for
verify.
X, Y, right?
Exactly.
For both.
Like it's really hard without drawing, so we maybe should draw that again to see if our minds are correct. But I just want to see if this function is doing, at least with these values, is doing what we expect.
Hmm.
So up left corner, this is the first thing that we need to pass. Oops, this 100, 100. Then bottom right is 300, 300, 300. Oops, 300, 300. And finally, there is also point. Point is 100, 100. So 100, 100. Yes. Okay.
Huh.
So maybe
So
it's the
can you
sum.
just what? Can you do like what the sum does? It takes a predicate, and then I was thinking that if any of those are true, it's like any, you know.
Yeah.
If any of this is true, then yeah, okay, it's fine.
Yeah.
But can you try with an example?
Sure.
Go on the browser and try.
Okay.
You can
So let's
array like one, two,
put
three.
the point up left corner is 100, 100. So 100, 100, and then dot sum.
Yeah, but put with another thing as well, right?
Okay. So let's put actually the other one, which is 200, 200. 200, 200. Yeah.
Do an if like I don't know, the first is 100 and true, otherwise false, just to see
Oops.
replicate what we
So
think.
point this if point, I think it's like this. If this is the 100, then you say true, right?
Hmm.
True. Return true. And else um, return false. Like that.
Hmm.
So something is wrong. Maybe I need.
Parentheses,
Yeah,
another
I
one.
think I'm missing some parentheses at some point.
No, no, that seems correct. Oh no, it is missing. What? No.
Am I am I missing?
If is not an expression, you are
Oh,
missing
Oh,
brackets.
I need curly braces then. This is true.
yeah.
That
The
means
first one
that
is
it
true.
works as we expect. So let me change this to 200. Okay. Okay, so that means that if this is gonna fail and this is gonna be, yeah, so I completely don't understand
Can you
what it's
print?
wrong.
Can you print the values? Maybe we did some miscalculation there.
Sure.
Print
So
the is
let
point. Print the is point calculated.
ends
Yeah, or there.
um, console log ends
Oh, that we know, right?
and then return ends.
Oh, but dude, that we know already.
No, but I'm gonna call the function was hit.
Yes, which was returning true or false, which is the value that you are just doing the same thing as before.
Well, I just went for sanity check because I don't understand how this is failing. So copy. Control this. True, true. Okay, so yeah. Wait, true, true.
What?
I'm not crazy, right? We just checked this. It was
No.
false, right?
Can you scroll up? Oh no! Oh no! You updated the page, right?
No, yeah, I updated the page.
Yeah, that's strange. I just saw it.
Oh, I'm moving the window again. Oops. Oh, okay. So I think this actually happened before. You know? Do you see what's happening there? The projectile is immediately getting removed. Oh,
I
maybe this is
see.
because of some mutability crap. I think we need to ask Nathan. So maybe the functions are right then. So we just need to make sure that we are doing the folds right. So Nathan, are you there?
Yeah.
So the way that we envision the collision to happen is doing two folds. Okay? So we're gonna fold throughout the projectiles first, see if they hit anything, both the spaceship and the enemies, and then we're gonna say that this projectile should be removed from the array of projectiles. Does that sound okay?
Not really.
Sure, okay. So what would be the how should we do that then?
Not using mutability.
Um, what would be the way of not using mutability in this case? Using a filter?
Wow.
Yeah, you have to remove.
No, but I mean that's code I don't like, but that doesn't need to cause the bug, right?
Oh
So
yeah,
Well,
okay.
that could be. That could
Yeah,
be.
yeah, but that could be. The problem is, we first say that the projectile shouldn't be removed, and then we set the thing to true every time we detect that a collision happened using the was hit function.
wait a second. Update presence, whatever that is. Then what the fuck are you? Oh, okay. You want to clone something? Is that your clone?
Yeah,
The assign?
yeah.
I don't think that's cloning anything.
Okay, so maybe that's the problem. So
Oh,
isn't that the way that you
Yeah,
clone? How
that
do you
that
clone?
might.
that would be cursed, actually.
Uh so you kinda have one way to clone, I guess. One second. You have this function.
Structure. I think we tried that already, but let's assume that I did it wrong.
I
So
remember I have a big bug by using that function, by the way,
Awesome.
on the touches one.
okay, so is this how you call it? Structured clone?
I guess.
Okay. So, no, is it still bugging out? Yeah, it is still saying you should have died, but so something in the logic is wrong, definitely.
It sounds pretty.
So, okay, the other thing you can do
Hmm.
to kinda clone a map, well, clone an object, is just doing that here.
Oh wait, we
So,
don't we can check if the clone worked. That's why this print is here.
no, you can't quite check.
What do you mean?
Because it will be there, but some things will not be cloned, they will just be passed the reference, you see? They will be there, but if you change on in place, you see,
Okay,
it's
so
a no.
what should I do with that dot object?
Where are you updating the things inside the game state?
Here.
Oh, but that's a push.
Yeah, but I am updating this
Okay,
like
okay,
array,
yeah.
whatever.
I mean, that's not as harmful as some replace, right? But what you can do instead is do. Oof, a second.
Wait, actually, let me first finish explaining to you what all of this is doing. So
Mm.
as I was saying, we do a fold throughout all the projectiles. For each projectile, we check if it hit the spaceship. And if it does, we're gonna put that the projectile should not be added back to this clone that has no projectiles in it. And we also should also do something about the player, but we're not doing that right now. And then we need to do another fold, but this time we're gonna fold throughout the enemies because we need to check for each enemy if it was hit by the projectile. If the enemy was hit by the projectile, we're gonna also say that the projectile should be removed and we should do something about the enemy, but we're not doing that. And then
Mhm.
after all of these operations, we check if the flag is still false, because if it is still false, that means that nobody was hit by this projectile, which means that we need to add that back. Because
Wait,
again, we start with an empty set of projectiles with the clone.
wait. First thing, what the fuck is on line 21?
This
Yeah, are you defining and calling the function?
I don't even recall anymore.
What the fuck
no,
is that?
this is a function that takes three things: the initial
Dude,
accumulator,
why are you calling these FP array reduce? Like,
because that's the fold that comes with the library.
so what? Like, do you have a type that needs that?
What do you mean?
I didn't get it as well.
No, I
You
think
have a
Nathan
reduce
wants
in a language.
exactly. I think Nathan wants us to use the JavaScript reduce.
No, but okay, what does it takes?
It takes three things: the initial accumulator, the function for folding, and the container.
Okay, where's the container?
The container, it is actually, I lied a little bit because the function actually calls for two things only: the accumulator and the function for folding, and then it returns another function that expects the
Oh,
container.
I see, I see. So give me a second.
He's gonna consult
Consult what?
the JavaScript library. You're gonna open your tome that you have
No, I'm
by your
just
bed.
thinking.
I was expecting you to open a huge book by your bed.
Ah, can you give me your logic instead first?
What do you mean by my logic?
What you mean to do like there?
We need to check, like we have the clone of the game state. It has an empty array of projectiles, and what we need to do in the fold is actually to push that back to the
Next game
if
state.
we notice that these should not be removed. That means that nobody was hit by it, right? So we use the yeah, that's the logic. That's the entire logic. So we start with an empty set of projectiles. We iterate through the game state with all the projectiles to discover if they should stay there. That's what we want to do.
Ah,
Later on, I'm gonna transform this to just using filters instead of this.
could be that your like second like nested reduce that is triggering that true and always like deleting the thing.
You mean this?
Yeah.
Would say that you are potentially right, but the fact that we checked that the function it works, that doesn't make sense to me.
Well, it worked once and another time it didn't, right?
That's 50%.
Well, better just throwing a coin at this point.
Uh,
Which message is throwing, by the way? You should have dived bud. Okay, so it's actually just because of the... Let's remove this if. Because this is the one that is throwing the message. So let's do
that
it
is to
again.
remove bullets and enemies, right?
Yes.
You are the only one who fires bullet. That
Oh,
seems unfair.
you see there? You see there what
You are
happened there?
having some type errors, I guess.
Yeah, but you see?
Uh,
Uncaught type error cannot set properties of undefined current coordinates. Oh, I see what this is doing. This is, oh, dude. I think it's because it's trying to access a current coordinates that doesn't exist anymore.
Uh,
So, but the hitbox mechanism it actually works. See?
oh, I think I see what you mean. That makes sense. Let's see. Enemy
Enemy
movement, blah
movement
blah.
one.
Current coordinates. Yeah, it's probably that.
Oh, it is because, yeah, it is because probably I'm trying to yeah, this I'm probably trying to hard code the enemy assuming that it will exist. Yeah, I'm
Hmm.
assuming it exists one. So the way to fix that is actually to change the way we do the movements. But this is very easy to fix. So the problem is in this if. Something's wrong. Something is wrong. Oh, I know. Oh man, this makes so much sense because the projectile goes out of the spaceship. So in the first instant, they will conflict. You see?
They go out.
Yeah. So because the projectiles they emerge out of the spaceship image, in the
Yeah.
first millisecond, in the first.
Oh, I see. Yeah, they have. Makes sense.
So that means two things. Or we need to do some sort of boundary, like gaps. Like I don't know how we're gonna do that. To say to the logic, oh, the spaceship cannot. Can the spaceship hit itself?
Well,
Dude,
unless
just
no,
spawn the bullet like right after your sprite, right? Even if it's inside your box.
Makes
The
sense.
thing is, you will check from whom is the bullet, right? So you don't hit yourself.
Yeah, but then that's my second thing that I was about to say. So maybe we need to differentiate the projectiles.
I think we had before planned to add a tag on the projectile, right?
Yeah. So
To know if it's friendly fire. Because in
so
the future we can even have multiplayer, right? And then if it's friendly fire, we can enable or not.
we can say this and then player current. This is just a workaround just to not have the error right.
Okay.
This error right now. So this and then +5 as well here. And then we do that. And then we do this.
Uh,
Now we can probably put back the if. Oops. Okay. Now we probably can use the if just fine. Yes. Now. No, I still can't. Oh, maybe the image is actually gray. Wait, what? Hmm. Okay, so maybe 5 is not enough. I don't know why, but I'm gonna put 15.
Folks, I'll have dinner. I'll be back.
Sure. Um, oh, it's still not working. Why? Why we can't spawn the thing? Hmm, we can't spawn the thing. Hmm. Okay, I'm actually gonna put a lot more. This should be enough to get out of the boundaries there. I still don't know why, but... Oh, I'm making it worse actually. Yeah, it's getting inside. It's not plus. Oh, I see. Um, so in terms of x-axis, we don't care. So actually, this can be this. But in terms of this, I think this needs to be minus because it's um, the way that images. Yeah. Yay! We have projectiles. Cool. Um, yeah, this works. So what would be what should we do now? Should we improve the way that we're doing it? Do you use the filter instead? What do you suggest, Nathan?
Feature.
Feature. Which feature?
No idea.
Hmm, no idea. I see, I see, I see. Um, how do you check the length of things, by the way? I'm actually gonna do that check later. For now, we don't need to
Which
care.
things?
No, it's because I was considering. Oh man, so the was hit function was we did it right. That's impressive. Because this took so much drawing last time. Very impressed. So let's put return. I'm actually gonna commit this. Okay. Cool. Let's just check if it still works. It does. Okay. I actually want to solve this as well. You see that if I hold Z, this happens? Oh! Well, now it is a little bit inconsistent actually. It's not doing a continuous line because of the timeout thing that we did. Hmm. You see that, Nathan?
Yeah.
How could we solve that?
What do you want?
I want to not be able to do. Do you see that sometimes it is a continuous black line?
That's funny. That's you want a throttle.
I want to have a minimum amount of time before firing again.
Yeah, that's literally a throttle.
So how? It isn't the same thing that you sent before?
I don't remember if I sent anything.
Yeah, you sent.
No, you just looked for that. Almost sure. Yeah, I didn't send any link.
Is this the recommended way of doing that?
I'm not sure.
Prevents a function from executing more than once every specified amount of time. Yeah, this is exactly what we need.
So try to implement it like uh, quote unquote by hand and for your own use case first.
Sure. So the way that I see this being done, the way that I see this being done,
So what do you want to prevent of firing too much?
we need to maintain the state of the sum for a certain amount of time, I guess.
No, no, wait. What, how can I say? What happens on the game that you want to prevent? It's the firing of a bullet?
Yeah, no, I want to not be able to
Mm.
hold Z. If you hold Z, you should be you should see a non-contiguous line of of shots, because you see that if I hold it like I'm doing right
Dude.
now,
Yeah,
sometimes it is
I don't think the input is the problem, dude. I
really.
Yeah, I'm not sure if you would want to mess with the input for that. I guess what you want to mess is like give it the input. Will I add another bullet or not? But I'm also not sure. I'm not sure.
No, can you see that sometimes the black is longer? Like
No, no,
the
I see your problem now, but I'm not sure if the input is what you want to. That's the thing. How can I say? The input, it's how can I say? Isn't supposed to be tied to anything, right? So who is using the input to trigger something else? This should be throttle, not the input.
what should be throttle again?
Whatever uses the input to fire the bullet.
Whatever uses the input to fire the bullet. Whatever it uses the input to fire the bullet. You mean the fire function then? You
I
mean this?
guess. Uh, well, probably not inside there. Can you go to your main function?
Yeah. It's this.
So your set interval.
Yes.
So you call a Update that makes no fucking sense. Update with action, but sure.
Yeah, you
Ah,
have an action of moving or firing. You want to update. That makes sense. Yeah.
yeah, no, but let me see. So what that does
That
doesn't need to go inside the function. Just tell me.
that picks the input of the user, being five possible options, which is
Mhm.
pressing Z or the arrows. And it does
Okay.
the things accordingly. So if you press Z, it's gonna fire a projectile, which means creating a projectile in the projectile array. And if you press the arrows, it will just move the player.
Okay. So what about these update projectiles?
The update projectiles just updates the. I'm actually not sure what exact. I think it's also moving them. Yeah, it is the function that moves them. So you grab the projectiles, and you then updates all their coordinates
Okay.
simultaneously.
So go to your like update with action,
Sure, here.
and there you have the fire, right?
Yeah.
So the first thing I think we wait. Let me think about that. Okay, so you need to how can I say, have a variable. We are doing a whole bunch of mutation, right?
Not in here, actually. This
No,
function is
no,
actually
but
okay.
yeah, but we could do some more right now. So you can start with some time, uh, like before, like on the main when you are initializing stuff, you can have a function like can get the current time, right? And what you will check there, oh, if it pressed Z, then you see if current time. Well, you do the math to know if like enough time has passed, and if so, you fire and you reset the timer. Otherwise, you just don't fire.
Okay. So what you're saying is that we should have time inside where?
Ta. Yeah, I was thinking to make that generic first, but yeah, you don't need to. So go to the main. So there somewhere, like in input, you can initialize another variable.
Uh,
Yeah, like their time. Wait, did you have that before?
yeah,
Oh
we
no,
had
that's
this.
some other time, right?
Yeah,
You
this is
didn't
the
put that.
time. This is the time
Okay.
for. Um. Oh, this is because the to do the enemy movement, we use the time
Oh, okay.
because you're using that to do the
Oh
cosine
yeah, but just after input.
just after input. After input.
No, no, on the main when you are initializing the input.
Oh, sorry. Uh,
Yeah, so there you just create another function and call it whatever.
a function like this.
Sorry, I said a function, right? A
Yeah.
variable.
Let
Yeah, whatever.
whatever.
Equals true. I think you can try like date dot something. Date dot now, I guess. It is a method, really?
I'm just guessing.
No, no, they said on the tooling there. Let me just check then. Yeah, that's a method. Nice. Nice. So yeah, now you go on fire. Well, where you use fire?
We're gonna have to use this.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not so good. So we need to pass this in here as well.
No, you don't. Do you?
Yeah.
Oh, because this is not inside main. The thing is not defined inside, not defined inside main, right?
So this is actually a number. Okay, so what do I do with that?
Ah, wait a second. Okay, yeah. So there you can just do the like date dot now minus the whatever,
Oops. Minus whatever.
and then you see if that's greater than some number that you want, some specific interval.
Okay, so if date dot now minus whatever is smaller, you said, or greater?
Greater, right?
Greater than 20.
Yeah, that's you. Uh, yeah, I don't know. That's in milliseconds, I guess.
I'm
No,
assuming
but
it
it
is.
makes sense. Yeah, makes sense. It's a
Okay, well, okay, what
so
else?
if you do fire, then you will update whatever to date dot now, right? Yeah. Otherwise, new G is equal to just G, right?
Yes, which is what we are already assuming here.
Ah, where? Oh,
Line
okay.
16 up. So question for you. Question for you. After this function is done, this whatever will not be used again, right?
Hmm?
Yeah.
What do
Um,
you mean?
yeah. Because this whatever is a parameter of this function. We are not
Alright.
returning whatever in any sense or
Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. Since that's a number, you are not modifying that.
So fixed.
But you can solve that, I guess, if you wrap in an object.
Oh, on doubt, just type any. That
Oh,
solves all the
dude, but
problems.
this matters because we need to update whatever only if we reach that point, right, Nathan?
Oh, yeah. If you wrap in an object, then you can just pass it to anything and modify it, I guess.
That doesn't sound the best way of doing that.
Wow, it doesn't.
Anyway, so actually, now that I'm gonna pick your idea and make it work for us another time. Because Magetta, just for you to know, we were
Mhm.
trying to discuss how to solve this problem here of holding Z.
Okay.
Because if you hold Z, there's some continuous black lines, and we don't want that to happen. And then Nathan was
No, I
explaining to
have a
me
different solution for
Oh, that
that.
was happening already before, right?
that was already happening. Yeah.
I remember.
I think I have a easy solution for that.
Sure.
Create a function called throttle.
Create a function called throttle. I think it's like this.
No idea how to write or pronounce that.
Throttle.
Yeah, that's too hard.
It is like this. Awesome. Okay, what else?
So, well, yeah, body. So now you get some time there, some whatever.
Some
No, no,
time.
no. I mean a variable inside.
Oh,
Yeah, you also need to receive a time there. Just call different things, right?
okay. So let's current date now.
And you also receive a function.
Sure.
Yeah. So let's see. You will return a function.
I already forgot. Is it like this?
Yeah. So you use the same if, right?
If date now minus. No, it's not like this actually. If
It's
current
exactly the same if. You just
minus
substitute.
time greater than 20.
No, 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 no. The 20 is the time, right?
Oh, this is the time that we want to delay.
Yeah.
Okay, so this should be delay.
Oh, nice.
Um, So it's gonna be. Where is the
Uh,
whatever then?
no, but wait. Current is supposed to be date.now,
Sure.
and time is supposed to be current.
And time is supposed to be current. So we need a
So
third
date dot.
thing in here.
So look what you are doing. No, 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 no. You don't. You don't. Just look on what you are doing on the line 9 up.
Yeah,
It's
but
the
we
same
don't
thing.
have
What
whatever, right?
whatever is current, man.
Whatever is current. Yeah, that doesn't
So
make
instead of
sense at all. It's gonna be
now,
date.now minus
so you
date.now.
see, instead of being how can I say? Instead of being global, it will be there inside the closure of throttle, throttle,
Don't
throttle,
say the word,
throttle.
Jonathan.
Huh?
Don't
Throttle.
say the word.
I don't know which word you're talking about.
Closure.
I'm very confused. Do
Oh,
you agree that this doesn't make sense? Data.now minus date.now?
it does. It's called evaluation.
Oh, so this date.now is not gonna happen at the same time as this one.
So you are returning a function, right?
I see. And then if this if is true, you just ask for func.
Yep, just call func.
And then you discover that the date not now gets inferred at compile time. So they just
Ooh.
replace it.
I don't know what you mean, but you need to do the same thing regarding resetting, right?
By the way, I
Regarding.
discovered
And
that
you
the
also need to
library.
receive arguments.
I'll let Nathan finish.
Wait, can you repeat that? Though?
You also need to update the current, right? If you happen to fire the thing, if you actually call func, you need
Oh,
to,
you need to update the current to be the new current, right?
yeah. Some
Oh.
other thing that you can do to be even more precise is only calculating the date.now once, right? The inside of the if and the one that you are using on current to be the same, right? That way they are not really the same.
Okay, but then yeah, we could do that improvement later on.
Yeah, something else that you need to do is receive the arguments that func will take, right?
Okay, so I think was being done before with this, and then you pass arguments to this. Is that how you do it?
Boo. Huh.
I'm completely sure
Yes.
the guy was doing it like that. Yeah.
Yes,
So
yes,
dot dot
yes.
dot arguments, and then you do.
Yeah, because it will be the delayed fire. Yeah, yeah, makes sense.
Okay, so
No, no,
now
wait, but you are not using the dot 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 inside the func.
I'm not oh the dot dot dot.
Nice.
Are you sure? Oh, but this is doing func.apply.
Yeah, that's a different thing.
Sure. So we put this where? Do we put it in here?
Well, where are you declaring fire? Wait. Where are you declaring fire?
Um. Okay, my LSP is broken. Here.
Yeah, so you just say, I don't know, throttle fire as a new thing, and then you call throttle passing fire.
Can't we just put throttle down here with the number?
Uh, you can't.
I can't.
Because if you do that, you will create a new delayed fire every time, and that will invocate the current every time. So
I'm a little bit confused. So you're saying that I can do it in here. So
no,
throttle
no, no. Do it. No, do it as a variable, dude.
let throttle fire.
Yeah,
Uh,
something like that.
and then what should I put in here? Throttle,
Yes, passing
the
fire.
time, the delay, and the function fire.
Yeah, you see that you're evaluating that only once in the whole execution.
Yeah.
If you do that multiple times, that's a problem because you will be evaluating the things out of the closure multiple times also.
Mm. And then I put throttle fire in here.
Yes, that's it.
Is this gonna build? No.
Not a clue. Arguments is a problem, right?
Invalid use of arguments. Modules are automatically in strict mode. What is that supposed to mean?
Um. Oh man.
What is that supposed to mean?
Yeah, try to change the name arguments. That's a
There is a
pretty
require. They are in strict mode. There's a key for strict and like not strict, but I don't know what that means.
Wait, is it
So
complaining about the name?
only one of the errors is complaining about the name.
Parameter func implicitly has any type. So how do you type annotate a function in TypeScript?
Well, just an arrow, like
And
as in Haskell, but the arrow is the fat arrow.
Oh,
okay,
so better.
so it would be a function that takes a game and returns a game.
You
Kinda,
need
right? It doesn't make sense. It
you
should be
need a
generic.
parentheses on the game, on the first one.
Wait, Nathan is saying that it should be generic, so you're saying it should be something like this.
Capital T.
Actually,
Yeah, but you need to pass it to
it
the
should be
like
like
angle
A to
brackets.
B, right?
It should be A to B, I agree.
Yeah, but you need to pass angle brackets, by the way.
Angle brackets.
Yes, and the A should no on the throttle.
In the what?
On the throttle, it should be angle
Yeah.
brackets AB.
Oh, it is like Rust then. Like this?
Well, F
Like
sharp.net.
like any
Like this?
AB,
like any
A,
length.
comma. Okay, and then on the A you put parentheses.
Like this?
Yes.
And in here as well?
That's a
No,
professional. What the
no,
fuck, dude?
no. The B you leave. Yes.
Man, my get is a professional TypeScript developer. You still have the arguments problem.
Okay, so rest parameter args implicitly. Oh, I need to type check. I need to also provide this. So this needs to have the type A. Is that how this
No,
works?
no. You are. Wait, actually. Oh. Yeah, I don't know how to type that. Like a function that can receive anything. Indeed, it's
Isn't it
not.
like this? No.
No. Because you see A to B, you are receiving one parameter and returning one thing. But with args, you are saying pick any arg that you are passing and just use that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you can't even know the number, the arity.
Oh, it's the same problem that we had on silverware. The
It
arity
sounds
problem.
evil.
So I don't know how to type that.
So how do you type that, professional
Now that
TypeScript developer Mageta?
type what?
Do you see these args things? It's complaining about that.
Ooh.
Let me see. Variadic
Yeah, good question.
arguments. Types for variadic functions. Let me see.
Spread operator, right? So I think that's the name of this garbage.
Well, we are using the rest and spread, but um, maybe that's a case for the any.
Maybe that's a case for them.
Rest args implicitly has this. A spread
Oh,
argument must
just type any.
any like this.
Yeah.
Like
It works.
explicitly, right? Yeah, you
Ooh.
don't need to be there on the calling sign.
Yeah, but it's
Oh,
still
because the
complaining.
func, yeah, because the func wants the A to be, right? It doesn't
Right.
want an array
It
of
doesn't
any.
want to. Oh, yeah.
A spread argument must either have a tuple type or be passed to a rest parameter.
To a rest parameter.
Mm. Can we just like not do it as powerful
Can you
as it
just
is?
pass?
Like,
You
can't we
can
Sure.
just do
untype.
args with A?
Here's the thing: untype the function and the argument.
No. Okay, parameter has a name but a no type. Did you mean arg0 equals this?
Has a
What?
name, but what the fuck? Oh,
Yeah,
you need
just
to give it a name. He's saying there, arg0. Oh.
Yeah, arg. He's
Wait, no.
complaining. Oops.
That's weird.
He's complaining that
Oh
I should
fuck, that's
have
so
this.
weird. That's a thing from definite types, but you shouldn't name it if you are not using on the type.
But this works.
It does.
If it works as we want, I have no idea.
Man, this will
And
backfire one day.
it already
I can
broke.
totally tell.
What the fuck?
I can totally tell that people looking at these things and thinking this is a good type system. Oh, and types suck, man. Like this is gonna backfire.
Which
Cannot
type system?
update
I
projectiles.
I can see people like making arguments in the future about like nuking type systems. Oh no, they're bad, and going back to dynamic languages like happened before because of
Ah,
a bad type system like this.
well, that's just people that don't know better, dude. Like, I don't
Yes,
know what
which
you're
is
talking about.
90% of people.
The
Uh,
people that just
First
don't
of
know
all,
better.
I
That's the
wouldn't
majority.
say it is that much, but
No,
well,
dude, like
so what?
most of the complaints that I saw were people criticizing types like I don't know type systems like Java.
Well, so what?
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. It's a cycle. Like this is gonna backfire because you have bad languages going popular with terrible type systems.
If you don't know stuff, you won't make the right decisions.
No, the
That's what I
point is,
think. So,
Yeah, but
oh,
that's a bad argument, Nathan.
yes, that's not,
no
That's
argument
that's
terrible.
not
for
fair
what?
at
I'm
all.
saying that's how things are. I'm not arguing for anything.
No, you can spend how many hours you want saying how things are. If you're talking in the reality that nobody cares, doesn't matter at all.
No, I'm not saying. How can I say? I'm not saying what they should do. I'm just saying how they are. I'm not saying, oh, they should use or, oh,
You're
that's a
already
problem if they do what
dismissing. You're
Magetta
already
said.
dismissing the possibility like of improvement on a type system like this because you're already assuming that a person that makes such an argument already is not doesn't have any knowledge to make
Yeah,
an
What
argument like
exactly,
I'm
this.
exactly.
saying is,
Which isn't
dude,
bad
if
again.
someone, well, you can think it's bad. Again, I'm just saying it is how things are. I'm not arguing for how they should be or for anything at all.
No, yeah, but that's the when you criticize people in a way that just
Hmm.
your entire argument is just that they don't know better. The only thing that you accomplish is sounding arrogant, and that's it.
Well, that's okay for
So
me.
you may die with truth, like you are the only one correct, but nobody cared at all.
No, maybe I'm wrong, but that's what I'm telling.
No, yeah, but if you
I'm
don't
telling
care
this.
about
Don't get
being
this
classified
position,
as
man.
like literally only as an arrogant, that's the only thing that you accomplish by doing such an
No,
argument, that's okay.
I really don't care. I don't want to convince people
Sure.
that. I'm just saying that.
No. Again, if you are completely fine with that scenario, which I,
So if you're completely fine with people making hellish systems that you have to maintain, that's fine.
yeah.
No, I don't really. And if you think you will change the world, go there, boy.
No. But this is a different conversation.
This is a
Magetta is not
different.
suggesting that you should
Yes,
change the world.
not.
He's just saying that your approach is worse. That's the
No,
only thing that he's saying.
no. If both things don't change anything on the world, it doesn't matter. Both
I
you
never
will
claimed that. I never
quote
claimed
unquote
that the
have
other
to.
doesn't.
Hmm?
I never claimed that not doing anything is analogous to doing something.
No. What I'm saying is, if
You may
both
argue that
approaches
okay, in a scale,
will
it
not
will not
change
make much.
anything,
In a
the
scale, it
output
will
will be
not
the
make
same
much
for
of
you
a difference.
maintaining or not shitty systems, dude.
The
And again,
output
it's
is
not you
you are
have
capping
to.
yourself from providing some change to make an improvement.
Yeah.
Well, you can do that if you
That
want.
is the,
People doesn't need to.
okay. Okay.
Yeah. Again, if you don't care that your approach is worse, that's fine. I'm completely fine.
Again, you are saying that, so
No, but I don't think you can argue the opposite.
how so?
Yeah, because it's very clear to me that in approach that you criticize something, but and at least you provide an output of how to make it better. That's plain better. That's plain better than just saying you don't know better.
Well, you can say that, but again, I have no interest in doing that.
No. I'm not saying you need to be interested in doing that. I'm just saying that if you are aware that you're just for whatever reason, you're free to pick a reason. If for whatever reason you want to go with the approach that is less effective objectively, that's fine to me.
Well, effective for what?
Well, what Magetta said.
For changing people?
No, for if you like, what was the sentence again? People maintaining shitty systems or something.
Yes. No,
So
people
that
make
implies that doing something
systems.
else will change that scenario, right?
No, that implies that
How
one has more
so?
chances than doing the other.
Yes, that's my point.
Yeah, which is his point.
That's
So
shitty, man.
that's okay. Like I said, you're not obligated to want to change the world. I just don't see a point of picking something
Of
that you
doing
can
nothing.
argue it's worse. But
Yes.
okay. Anyway, so that didn't work and the system blew up, and is still blowing up. So
Man,
uncaught type error cannot read properties of undefined reading map. So what we did here actually completely nuked the update projectiles function, which is actually trying to map. It's complaining about this map, by the way, this line here.
yes.
So I actually don't know why, but I'm assuming that this function didn't add anything to the projectiles.
Can you just use fire instead?
Sure,
Hmm.
it works.
Holy shit.
Is equal. Okay.
Yeah, so there is something really wrong there.
Oh, okay.
There is also
I
something
also
wrong
Maybe
here.
noticed that when
collider.
you kill the apple,
Yes,
you can
that blows up.
fire. You can fire again. That wasn't expected.
I think you can move. Can you
Yeah,
move? Oh, you can move. So
yeah,
it didn't halt everything.
yeah. Only the fire system.
Hmm. That's strange.
That's not a desirable
Mm.
property. Anyway, we can work on this throttle thing another time. I don't really care that much about it. To fix this problem here, I know how to fix, because I just need to not assume that we always gonna have an enemy when moving the enemy in this line.
Oh, makes sense.
So Nathan suggested doing a new feature.
Hmm.
Um,
What's the feature?
that's what we need to discuss next. Which feature we should tackle next? Aside from improving the code to use the filter, I'm gonna do that offline another time.
What was the feature, Nathan?
Wow. Any feature, right?
Oh, you just suggested doing a feature. You didn't suggest the feature, right?
Yeah.
Okay. What could we do? What do you think? Like, what do you think that would be lacking for making a decent, not a decent, but like
Well, you only
a
have
bare
one enemy.
bones?
Yeah, we only have one enemy.
I
And we
think.
yeah.
Mhm.
We have two options, I think. We could try to increase the number of types of projectiles and
Okay.
make them move differently, or we can try to do some sort of what Magetta wanted, some other previous session, which is to make the movement of an enemy predestined. Destined. Is that how
Okay.
you say
Have
it?
a yeah, I get it. So have a path already that the
Yeah,
enemy goes.
yeah.
Like, yeah.
That we
Wait,
could.
but that isn't that the case right now?
No.
No, that's kind
Hmm?
of. It's a different goal because right now we are calculating the movements giving an equation, right?
Yeah.
What
Uh,
I wanted to do was like we configure the points in which the enemy goes to, and then using something I don't know interpolation to move the enemy to
dude,
that
you
side.
just need like two things, and I think I talked about this on the first days sessions. I don't know, but what you need is a function for the movement and some initial position, like
No, but
for
that's
each kind of enemy,
yeah,
right?
No,
but
but
that's the
that's
approach that we
that's
did.
yes.
But the approach that Magetta is suggesting is different than that.
It's making a route where the enemy will go for this. Like it's for example, enemy one moves on this direction. Enemy two goes on the other. Enemy three goes on the other. You see, so we have
Well, that's still a
variety.
function.
Not
Mm,
necessarily.
what you're thinking of making something like a constant equation that you just tweak and then they move to that direction. I'm thinking of
I can I
making a
can I can draw it for you. I think it's
yeah.
easier. So you only you defined some random amount of points in the 2D space, and then you use some sort of interpolation in order to go from one point to the other. So let's suppose that I have a three tuples, right? So one point in here, and one in here. And then you have this array of 3 points, right? So these are the points that the enemy will pass through. It will do the something like this. And in order to
Mm.
calculate the ones that are that don't that doesn't the ones that don't exist, right, between here and here, you don't have the points. You use some sort of mathematical interpolation or linear Euclidean distance to calculate the minimum distance between the 2 points, and then the enemy uses that as a path.
Okay, so take into consideration that you have functions to spawn like enemies, right? Like multiple enemies and shit.
Yeah,
And sure, then you have somewhere those 3 points. Then how you implement to move the character on that route?
that's a good question.
So I see one problem, which is
And I'm not
that
asking for
means
the specific computation, but
that
where
means
you will call and shit. Where
where
you
we
will
would
store the
call,
points.
well, on
Yeah.
the memory, on the
Yeah,
code,
yeah, we're gonna hard
on a
code the
No,
file.
initial.
no.
But the point is, you have to hard code. That's what I was going to say. For this
Hmm.
point, for this approach, we have to specify a route. Like, do you remember the game that we were based upon?
Yeah,
Like
Yeah,
all the enemies, they perform the same trajectory all the time.
sure.
So you can restart the game like I don't know 1,000 times. They're gonna move on the same path because it's hard coded. So you see,
But
but then that
well,
means that
I
we
get it.
have to hard code. So I don't know.
Uh, but that's the thing, man. Let's suppose you hard code somewhere, like some points, right? And if you want to do the same thing to be reproducible, the enemy itself needs to carry at least one data about that, right? Even if it's like, I don't know, the
No,
current
yes, I
position
know. I'm just
that
saying the
it already
enemy.
has.
That's what I was saying. Enemy A moves on this, so you have stored that the enemy A moves on this route. You see?
yeah. Something that I think we
Like,
should do as
Hmm.
an initial prototype, we could do the following. Let's suppose that we have 2 points, just to be simpler. So one in here and one in here. We can define that the enemy always uses the minimum distance between the two points. So it goes like, let's suppose it's an array. It always starts on the first one and it goes through each one in like an iteration manner. And then we calculate, in order to calculate the next coordinates, we just calculate the minimal distance of the 2 points that we have saved, stored in our array. And then we just calculate, oh, the in order to go the minimal distance to the other point, we need to go to this direction, and then you just move. And you keep doing that until you reach the point. And it's gonna seem very mechanical because all the enemies will be running around in a perfectly lines, right? So like this, and this, and this, and that. But I think it's a start for what Magetta wants to accomplish.
right, if you guys want to do the other way, I'm fine. I don't have a preference. I'm just saying,
They're
like, I was
they're the
just
same thing, Magit.
stressing.
Not really.
Not
Regarding
really.
on what the enemy do is, I
No,
want to know how to model this
I
thing that you are saying it's different.
I agree that in terms of what the enemy will do, it is the same, but the way that you model is completely different. What I said,
That's what I just said.
yeah, but I just said to you how. I just explained in my example how. You pick the
No, no, no,
array of
no. You
coordinates
you
and you
said the computation that you will do, not again where you will store those points and
in
where
memory.
you call those things.
And the answer to the second is exactly where I call the current enemy movement, which is in the main function
Okay.
insert interval.
So you will call that for every enemy, and if so, every one of them has different points. If so, where are
Yeah.
you storing those different points?
I think two things. The first one, how we gonna separate the movements from like this enemy type? It will have this movement curve or movement function.
Not even that. You have to think about enemy instances,
Sure,
even
sure.
if they have the same type,
I
right?
think that maybe I'm saying BS and Magetta can correct me. I think that the enemies that are the same type, they move the same, but they have slightly different deltas to be slightly to the left or to the right.
No, no. I'm talking
Yeah.
about current state, Lemus. Even if they are the same type, they have a different state, right? They will not literally be on top of each other
Yeah,
doing
that's
the.
what Lems is saying, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what I said.
Uh,
So the functions that they all have are going to be the same, but in order for them to not collide with each other, you add deltas in order to them to be slightly aligned. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't know how we're gonna do that. The answer to that question I don't know.
Mm,
But
mm,
you asked where we're gonna call it. It's gonna be in here.
let me see.
And the how, I actually think we should store the enemy movement function inside the enemy type. Because right now I'm just hard coding the first enemy in here. But that's bad because we want to move all the enemies. So yeah, and again, where we're gonna store the data points of the predefined trajectory in memory. We don't have that many enemy types. We have like I don't know 6 maybe. It's not that
Can you look
hard.
in the? Yeah, no. Uh, I just maybe it would be better doing random because then it's less work, right,
Oh
for us
yeah,
to do.
oh yeah. But the approach that you described, Matan, about using a function, that's the approach that I did to do this one, which I was pretty pleased when it worked.
Yeah, I don't think you got the function in the same meaning.
Oh really?
I
So what do
mean,
you mean?
function like in programming, not a specific kind of, oh, it's a cosine function.
Oh yeah, no, no, no. Okay, so yeah, I got it wrong. But anyway, you can make any function. It just happens that inside this function, I'm using another periodic function, but it could be anything at all. Could be whatever. Anyway, so that's an approach, right? Um, doing it randomly, it would be easier. But I'm pretty interested to see how, like, because uh, how that's gonna work? How, for instance, you're gonna have to calculate the Euclidean distance of 2 points and etc. That can be fun. To do it like in the saving the positions in an array, like I said.
I'm not sure about fun, but
Yeah, calculating Euclidean distance is fun.
no, that I think it wouldn't be Euclidean difference. I think it would be
Really?
no, because think of this like if it well, it can be, but that would be dumb. Not dumb. Like that would be dull because it would end up in like a bunch of like straight lines. You see, so
Yeah,
the
very
movements
mechanical.
would be kind of choppy. It would be
Yeah.
better if it was like a curve.
Yeah, we can try to make it fancier. Like, okay, let's not use Euclidean distance to do the minimum distance between the 2 points. You can try to be creative and add, I don't know, second polynomials of second. What is the name?
A
Square?
second degree
Second
polynomial.
degree, yeah. To make it like have a curve or whatever. We can get very big, very creative with the math to model the movement.
Yeah, but do you guys want to do it? No,
Well,
or
having more
something else?
enemies and having a system to make them move, because as far as I can tell, when we add more enemies, the firing system will work just because as it
Hmm.
is, even though it's not the perfect version of it. I think the firing will work with all of them already. That would be fun to watch. So yeah, we can add more enemies. I'm okay with that. Nata?
I'm thinking.
So like I said, I think the enemy would have the thing inside itself. So we would have like movement in which um, you receive no, you can receive the time because some of moving functions will require some parameters, and you
Dude,
don't actually
I
need to
think
receive the
you
game.
need some, how can I say?
Hmm.
Some kind of, I don't want to say static data, but that's the first thing it came into my mind. So you can do that kind of script, right? Script in the sense of a movie. Uh, because the first thing you have to decide is if you really run randoms, right?
Mm-hmm.
Uh, oh yeah, you probably don't want to call the thing this.
No,
Uh,
really.
yeah, it's a word that you use for something else.
Okay, so how do
Uh,
I say that this is a function? I just say like igual, like this.
So imagine that, Magetta. Like, suppose you don't want anything random, right? So people can actually like rely on the game being the same, and you can like do like speed runs, right? Well, at least the easier ones. You don't have to account for luck,
Okay.
for RNG. So you have a file or just a piece of data, right? Like some object with
Mhm.
everything that will happen during that phase, right? Like, oh, this enemy of this type will spawn at this type, right?
Yeah.
And then the code that will spawn, you just look at those. Oh, what is the movement of this enemy? Oh, he was created like from that data, so he has this movement,
So you
right?
would want to infer a trajectory by. So it's kind of a mix, right? Because you would have it. You would have a function that calculates the trajectory,
No, it doesn't care. You can do in both times. That's about a
doing
different thing.
both.
What I mean is, you can have a piece of configuration data that will be a script of how the movie is going to play. You see, your code, you just act on reading this script
Okay.
Oh,
that it is a piece of data and doing the things.
but what is
That
the
way,
advantage of doing like not in runtime? I guess then it's faster.
I wait, I don't know what you mean by not in
Yeah,
runtime.
because you're reading the points that would be calculating at runtime, right? Isn't that what you said? You would have a file that has all the points predetermined.
Not exactly. You can do both ways.
Hmm. Go on.
It can be literally a function that takes an argument of the current position and calculates something, or it can like just be a function that has hard-coded points inside.
Mm,
Sure.
And
okay.
something to note is that how can I say? In the game, your ship, like it's just still. The enemies are coming, and even though the background is changing, uh, the the Canva is not, right? So if
No.
the point 10 is in a given place, it will always be there. The point 10 is not moving with time.
Sure.
That's different from the impression the player will have, right? That gives us the advantage if you code the movement to be from 10 to 20, that will always work. That will always be on screen.
Sure. Okay. That's
So
fine.
it's easier for you to do the configuration with hard code data that way.
Yeah. No. I understand. What I don't see that I would like if you have any insights about it. What is the advantage of having pre-calculated the values of the trajectory? Because
You
you
are
said that you can have the hard-coded values on the function, which is true. You can, especially because the things don't move like you said. You can always like rely on it. It's not gonna change. But why would you do that?
again, I'm not sure what you mean by pre-computed there, but besides that, if you ask me what is the value of doing that, well, it's just that you have an object that configures how the phase, how the stage is going to play, right?
Okay, I
So
think I can
it
give you
doesn't
an
need to
example of
be
what I mean.
across the whole code.
Let's suppose that I have the movement of the enemy or has only two tuples, right? So it will move from 1 1 to 10 10. Oops. Right. So you can um, in- calculate
Wait,
what would
okay.
be.
Let me just like say some assumptions, right?
Sure.
Uh, if it's not the boss, if it is a common enemy, he's going in your direction and he will go out of screen. That's how
I
the
don't
game
think that's
works, right?
true. I
No,
don't think
it
that's the
is.
way it is. I had a really hard impression that the enemies are moving by themselves with they don't care about the player there.
Nope.
Exactly. That's the point.
Wait, what? Then I'm
They
confused again.
just they just move in a
They just
trajectory.
go.
They shoot everywhere and they disappear.
Yeah, but um, what? Can you repeat again your assumption, Nathan?
I think it's better for us to see a clip of the.
Yeah.
Sure.
Look for a
So
speedrun.
Radiant Zero Gun speedrun. Oh
Maybe.
no, not
Yeah.
this.
It's just.
By the way, other games, I think they are different, right? But
Yeah.
not those kind of games. I think those kinds of games are always that
Yeah,
way,
you
right?
see here
Mhm. Yeah, they
the
don't pursue.
the
Yeah.
enemy is just following a predetermined or runtime calculated trajectory, right?
Yeah.
So for
Again.
instance, the what they could have done, I'm not saying this is how it's being done. They could
Hmm.
just say the enemy should go from here to here to here to here and to here. That's it.
Uh-huh.
And the function that receives this array of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 values. The function that is gonna use these 5 values to calculate all the other ones.
Oh, okay. Now I see what you mean by pre-computed or not. But to be clear, that was not like my point, if it should be or not. It was about something else, but doing that
Yeah,
Oh.
I
object.
think it's gonna be hard to synchronize with the map flowing.
That's the thing, dude. If you have no randomness in it, if you have no RNG involved, then why not to be pre-computed since it will always play the same way?
Yeah.
Well, what
Like the
Magetta
enemies
said
will
is
do the
right.
same thing.
What Magetta said about how we're gonna sync, because that's the thing. For it's exactly what you said. In terms of the what is being on the screen, the player needs to have the feeling that things are moving, but what we are calculating, they don't move. So that may cause confusion. At least for me, I'm already thinking how are we gonna do that, because it's here to here, but now it's changing. It's not fixed on the screen.
Oh,
Yeah.
you could that at runtime in the sense of you don't tell anything in particular to the enemy, but you have a map, and then he calculates to, oh, don't go on the map, just follow forward in a way that you don't.
Oh,
But that's a lot
oh,
harder.
yeah.
That's
Wait.
some like basic AI, right?
Yeah, basic AI. What is what Nathan is suggesting, Margeta? Like
No,
Oh.
no,
you
I'm not
give.
suggesting that.
No, he's not suggesting for us to do, but that's what he's explaining, which is that you provide the trajectory, like in this case here, in here, you provide the trajectory like here to here to here. But then, because the map is moving, you add to the enemy some awareness that it should not hit this or that.
Yeah, but that's totally silly if it's the same thing every time.
Yeah, exactly. So
So go to a different place of the video because that part doesn't show what we want.
Yeah, that's a boss. Go choose somewhere else.
Yeah. That's a nice boss, by the way.
Dude, the effects are so good with the 3D. You see?
That's a different boss, isn't it?
the game
It's
is
the
composed out
same.
of bosses.
That's another boss.
What the Go to the beginning, man. Like,
Yeah, it's there.
yeah,
Okay.
there. Perfect, perfect. Man,
Okay,
if you
he's
don't
gonna
hit.
restart because he messed up.
Oh. But yeah, if you don't hit them, they will just go out of screen. They will just go out of screen, dude.
Yeah, look. Okay, he hit
Yeah,
everything.
he kills that. Oh, there.
Okay, now. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's exactly why I think that the Mageta's idea of having um, some
Pre-computed.
points, yeah, pre-computed trajectory is fine, because we don't need to care about the player. We just go on like these guys here. They just
No, no,
go.
it doesn't matter for any case, dude.
No, it
At
matters
least,
because you
how
can't do the
so?
pre-computed thing. Well, at least not
You
as
what?
easy. You can't do
Wait,
as easily the pre-computed thing with the trajectories, like with the coordinates, sorry, if the enemies needs to care about the player, because the player is actually a point focus of randomness.
no, no. What I'm saying is, assuming that you don't want RNG and you don't want some basic AI.
Yes, yes, assuming that. That's exactly it. Which is not this case. This doesn't have any AI, and it doesn't have any sort of. The
So
enemies just
yeah, that
go.
way you don't have some how or when to generate stuff. like enemies and such, well,
Just
we
one second.
know it will be always on an object.
The game barely started, and the dude is already on level 2 on his spread weapon. And of course, he's gonna
Spread?
destroy this boss.
Which one is the
Okay,
spread one?
already killed the boss. The third one. You see the one that like there are two blue balls that go in two different directions?
Not yet.
Just a sec. That. You see?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's talking about these.
Yes. Okay, it's level 3 now.
Anyway, so I think that well, I think Nathan understood what I meant when I used the example. So my understanding of the idea would be you provide the coordinates, we calculate how to reach them, you can do some fancy math to make it more curvy or whatever, and then we can just move through these points that we have hard coded in the code. That's one approach of doing that. Did you get it, Nata?
Yeah.
Okay. So now the question is, should we do that?
Yes, that's a good question.
Um Opinions.
I still don't know the debate about it.
Well, there is no debate about it actually. I'm not proposing anything else. I'm just asking, should we do that?
Oh,
Uh, uh,
why,
uh,
honestly, why not?
like I don't see the why or why not. Like
Well,
that's
maybe we
what
have
I
a
mean
different
is
idea.
you have to move the enemy, right? What
Yeah.
you need to move the enemy is something that describes that. Either by having the initial position and using some math for it, or using some math for it with some hard coded like numbers. Like it doesn't change shit.
Um. Yeah. In terms of the final
I
result,
don't
should be
see
same.
any choice. That's just like, oh, we are going to move the enemy.
No,
Sure.
no, 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 no. I'm not saying. The debate is not about pre-computed values and just iterating through those, or computed in runtime. That's not the debate. The debate is which strategy
That's
should we
not
use?
a dichotomy, by the way.
Oh, sure. But I'm saying that what I'm asking, the question is, which approaches of making the enemy moves do we have? We know two. Using functions like whatever functions don't necessarily need to be
You mean by
periodic
math
functions.
functions?
No, I mean, oh yeah, in this particular example, yes. You can use
Okay.
some math functions to make movement
But
functions.
do you know why that doesn't matter? You can change that on an enemy basis if you want to.
Sure. That I did that. If you take a look, I started doing the enemy movement 1 and enemy movement 2. They have different values and stuff. But you can even make this better. Like you can make them arbitrarily changing whatever.
No, you didn't got what I said. What I mean is, suppose that you are using that cosine function and shit to obtain your curve and shit, or you just want to go to the point directly and you have three fixed points, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can change between those on an enemy
Sure.
instance basis.
Yeah, you can swap them. You can switch between the two. That's fine. I'm just saying. I'm trying to say at least. What are the approaches that we know how to make enemies move? Because at least from my understanding, we only know two. These two ways: predetermined points, pre-calculated or not, and mathematical functions, and mix and switching between those. Is that it? Do you have any other ideas on how to make the enemies move?
I mean, if you're talking in the sense of game programming and what we are doing with our code, again, for me that's not a choice. For me that's option A or option A. But
That's a
if you're
choice.
talking about game design, oh, what looks better, then that's a different topic.
No, I'm not asking the second.
So yeah, that's not a choice, dude. That is though nothing to choose. Let's just implement movement, you see.
Yeah. So okay.
If you ask how to implement, that's a different thing.
Okay. So how much time do we have? We already passed 14 minutes. So okay. So next time we're gonna make the we're gonna I'm gonna uncomment this, and then we're gonna have to do the movements. Like, okay, are you gonna use a mathematical function as your function for movement, or are you gonna use a predetermined points that you need to travel between? We can try to. I want to do the what Mageta suggested because I already know how to do the cosine one, the mathematical one. I want to do the predetermined points.
Yeah, maybe we don't. Yeah, maybe we also don't want to start them inside the instances, right?
What again? Sorry.
Maybe we don't want to start them inside the instances, right?
We don't want to start them inside the instances.
Store.
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 Store what? The
Yeah, we
movement
don't have a
function?
reason, and you just allocate more memory, I guess.
Wait, we have a reason for what?
I don't think we should store that function for movement inside the enemies.
Aside from the if storage constraints and memory constraints, why not?
Well, no reason.
Because for me, in terms of modeling, makes a lot of sense. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Uh, I guess it doesn't change much. It's regarding, oh, will I look in a table of type to function movement, and then the function is only in one place, and we use the enemy state as one of the arguments, or will I include the function inside the object enemy? For me, the difference is just like the memory that I guess you spent, but I'm not even sure because like references, right? Like
Sure.
function is an object in JavaScript.
Yeah, my
So
intuition about putting the movement inside is because in this manner is easy to have. We don't need to align them. Like we don't need to care about these enemy three number three. It needs to use the function movement function number four or whatever. It is already inside that by construction. So don't need to
no,
take care of that.
no, wait. You have some things, Namos. So the first thing is, are you generate enemies at random, or are you choosing all of them before, like
I
before?
believe we need to do the second.
So yeah, to be scripted and don't have RNG and stuff, we need to do the second, right? And not at random. So either two things, or on some like let's call it pre-computed object, you will by hand like place there like enemy 3 and 4 have this function,
Hmm.
or you have to put some string like there with the type, and then based on that you know which function to call. Like both are the same shit regarding a bunch of things.
Yeah, no. In terms of, I understand what you're saying, but for me, it's still only, I'm only defending to put it inside because it's more natural to me. I'm not saying that the
Yeah,
result would be
that's
necessarily different.
that's okay.
Okay, so I think we are done. So we fixed the problem with the hitboxes, and we also fixed the problem of not of having to reload this a bajillion times in order to work, which is
Thankful
progress.
we fixed that because that was ugly.
Yeah, we
That
fixed that.
was
I'm gonna finish the recording now.